Good to see you, Hunter. Last week I've showed you the new spotting scope that they have released, and back then it was with a 12 times magnification, and today they have made a great update and they bumped the magnification to 16 times. So that's quite a difference, and of course we want to try this out. Someone left a comment in the video last week saying, why didn't you take this up to the ibexes? Wouldn't that have been a great setting? And I thought that was a great idea. Thanks for the comment. This is exactly what we're going to do. In addition to the scope, they also released something else today, which is a new rifle scope for the bolt action rifles. For the longest time we've been using the 3x9 times 40 millimeter red dot scope, and that is of course with the 9 times magnification. And today they've released this one, which is a 2x10 times 42 millimeter scope. And I want to bring this to the hunt. I want to set this onto the 300 carbon, and we will use it on the ibexes. So this is the first look. It's a 2x10, and it's got 3 different settings. Let's try this on here. So this is 2 times, 6 times, I would assume, and then 10 times. So this is a bit better than the 9 times that we used to use before. So I've had some rolling rocks already. There's an ibex in the area, and we will start moving. Actually, I will be slow, just waiting for that noise to appear again. What I also want to bring is our trusted reverse draw crossbow. Sometimes there's situations where you get really close to the ibexes, and then maybe we can shoot one with this, but this is really only to have a silent weapon on the hunt. I will again compare the spotting scope to the rangefinder and the normal binos, and since we now have the new scope, which is a 10 times, we have another number in between, so we can compare between 7, 8, 10 and 16 times. Now looking at the circles, I should be able to see the ibex unless it's just over that ridge. Is that it? Actually, I think that is an ibex, and it's at 229 meters. It's really at the outer end of the rendering range here. 220 is the maximum on flat ground, and I'm still not sure. So why don't we take something bigger? We take the normal binos, and we can already see a bit clearer. This is perfect. This is a perfect distance to figure this out, and now with the weapon it starts to become more clear. This looks like an ibex, and now the 16 times spotting scope starting at 1 times and then going all the way in to 16 times. And this doesn't indeed look like an ibex from behind. So I'm using the page up key to zoom in again and page down to zoom out. This is rather fast. Now let's try the mouse wheel. I think it's faster than last week's first release. Maybe there's a few less steps in between. What I also noticed last week, when you take the scope up to the eye, it appeared to end up to the side of the eye, so it didn't feel natural. Let's see what it does now. Yeah, it's a bit shifted to the right and down as well. But I think it's better. I'm not sure if they have made an improvement, and you might have heard it. There is an ibex running around here, and we have to zoom out. It's stepless. Oh, there they are. Oh, look at this buck. So we have a herd that is now running away. Look at this buck. Is the spotting scope going to give me the information? Yes, 145 to 250. Just leveling up on the ibex spotting skill. This is a great buck to start this, isn't it? So let's see if I can find some flat ground here. Zooming out to the middle mode. And we got the first buck down. Now of course we will pretty sure find this place. It's rather easy here. If you're out in the field, mark the place, left mouse click, and you've got it on the map, as you can see. Not sure how far this shot was, but it surely spooked everything. Yeah, we're still over 200 meters here. So the new rifle scope also comes in handy. The 10 times versus the 9 times. And also you might have seen the reticle is different. We got so used to the red dot. And now we've got, which is called a German reticle number 4. So you can see there's a cross in between, but no red dot. I like the cross if it doesn't obscure the animal, if the animal is not too far away, especially for very long shots, this can be in the way. But I think it's still less disturbing than the red dot could have been sometimes. So this is not too bad. I like this. Also, it's quite a great look, just the scope itself sitting on that rifle there. It says Conqueror. So wow, that's quite the scope here. Nice little detail. Too bad we can't always see all the details they put in these weapons. You gotta be in multiplayer to see all this. This might be our buck. 80 to 105. Sounds about right. Great view from here. Let's look down in the valley, all the way zoomed in. Yeah, you can see the red deer right there. No, of course not, but it's really great up here for longer distances. This is a wide open area. Now of course I'm behind this hill here, but once you get on top of the hills there, you can see really far. You can see from these humps over into these mountain sides. You can see the animals there, and of course the spotting scope is the perfect gadget for this kind of hunting. So certainly the rest of the herd has spooked now, running somewhere up that hill now, but once we get over this hump here, we might still see a few of them. Now you can hear the chirping, so we just spooked them again. But I'm sure we'll see them again. I'm not really after a great buck here. I will shoot what I see. It's mostly about finding out how the scope does, and also the rifle scope. So 238, which is a decent score. The best scores go up to 270 and above. I'm gonna just go to the next ridge there, and then look for the ibexes again. There's special camo clothes for the ibex hunting. Well, it's for the area. It protects you within this area, but there's really only ibex up here. So if you like ibex hunting, consider these clothes. Yeah, somehow the scope doesn't go quite to the eye. Goes to the lower right, but that's not a big deal. Zoom out a little. In such area you still need the rangefinder to see whether you're even within the rendering range. So here this is just a case over there, but once you go up there you're certainly beyond. What they've also released a few days ago was new collectibles for Val de Bois. So we're supposed to find eagle feathers up here. I would assume they are up here because here you can hear the eagle. And also there are fossils that you can find, I would assume, down in the valley. They're hard to spot on the ground. You will have to rely on the hunter mate beeping. Would be kinda cool if we found one up here. But they're not easy. I don't know how many there are. They have the golden eagle scream in the game. You can hear it cry every now and then. Too bad you cannot see anything. They could have made a 2D model circling around up there, but maybe one day. We have the scream and we have the feather. So the basic parts are around. Maybe they can build one. Of course, I've been pretty loud walking around here. Now we can hear one run away. There it runs. It's a goat. Let's zoom all the way in. We couldn't get the spotting. Now she realizes me. Maybe we can take her out. And there she goes. There's one behind us. And she didn't spook by the shot. She must have just walked within the range. Now what do we do? Pick this one up first? Actually no, I want to go forward. See, this is something I don't really like. I'm looking quite ahead, or straight ahead. I want to put this to the eye and I don't end up in the right place. It doesn't feel natural somehow if you take up the scope to the eye. So I'm going to try and spot, let's see, I want to spot the sugar head as I call it. That's the mountain over there. Yeah, see, I miss it. It's here. It doesn't feel natural. So maybe that's something to improve. I don't quite remember how the rangefinder does. Not this one here. Not this rangefinder. But the old rangefinder, which is also for one eye only. I don't remember how that was as far as the animation. But this one, somehow it feels like it doesn't go to the eye. It goes somewhere to the lower right. Oh well, not a big deal. Since you can zoom out, you will find what you're looking for. Great views from up here. Looks a lot like my home place. I live in the mountains, I live in the Alps, so this looks great to me, very familiar. And we should be looking for ibex. But they're extremely sensitive, they're extremely aware. If you walk around, if you come too close, they will just run away. So let's go look for one more. Hopefully another buck. The best you can get is when you find a track that says 95 to 120. 95 to 120 kilograms. That's the best you can find at tracking level 20. That has the highest chance of a really heavy buck. And of course, like always, the heavier the buck, the better the chance for a good score. So we should have some in the area here. Yeah, the zooming is really good. The stepless zoom gives you all the options that you need. From the time, it's about time for the next noise, the next falling rocks. Here's 175 to 100 kilograms. That's more on the lower end, or maybe in the middle somewhere. Yeah, she went into the other direction here, so... What you can also do is you can run around until you hear them running and chirping, and then just sneak after them. That's a rather quick method as well. We caught a nice day. One more track over here. What does it say? It's the buck again. Well then, let's try the running method, and we will soon know where they are. There we got a goat. Sometimes the circles are really hard to see on this type of surface here, with the green-black map on the Hunter Mate. So this one I caught, it's over there. But I've actually had situations where I didn't see anything. I just knew there were some circles on the map. I couldn't see them. What you can do there is you quickly do a screenshot, a print screen, and then go into some graphics programs, pause the game, go into a program, and put the picture there and increase it until you find the circles. You can do this. In this case, we should be okay. There was a goat fleeing. This is the binos. No zoom. Oh, there they are. And now let's take the spotting range. The spotting scope. And we can probably pick up spotting information. Yes. And there they sit. There's one down. Wasn't a great shot. And there is the other. Let's quickly mark them. Alrighty, where was it? Well, glad I can zoom all the way out and then back in And there she is. That's great. Okay, let's pick her up. If possible without dying here. When they introduced the falling feature, where you could actually get hurt by falling, it was horrible. You would step down like a rock like this, and you would die. So they toned it down by quite a bit. Now it's really good. It's really good. This is natural. I think you could jump down here in real life without breaking a leg. So now it's really good, that feature. So we're picking up 2 more goats. This one was a rather bad shot, I thought. But of course, the 300 is quite the cannon for these goats. And there is the other. It's one of those animals that is done really, really nicely as far as the fur, the eyes, the horns, everything. So do we have one more chance here? Would have been really, really lucky if there was one. But I guess the shooting and the running scared everything away. Okay, so this is my little review of the updated spotting scope, going from 12 times now to 16 times. A great magnification for areas like this. Again, use the page up and down keys to zoom in quickly, in and out, and you can use the mouse wheel. It's a bit more work, but it's also easier to scale it to the magnification you want it. That's it. With this beautiful view, we conclude this video. I hope you liked it. I hope this is a basis for you to decide whether or not you want to purchase this in the store. And that's it for today. Thank you very much. Stay in touch.